I went to Canada 3 months ago, and a Canadian guy started laughing at my English. And this is what he said. Dude, you speak really broken English. I can't understand anything you're saying. You know what? He was right. I couldn't understand myself when I spoke. So I decided to improve my English, and now people don't laugh at my English anymore, but they did then. And if you have this problem too, this video will help you because today we lines learn how to stop speaking broken English and how to speak better English by understanding and using the simple present tense. Hi, I'm here with my channel. We start each lesson with a story. This lesson is no different. So let me share the story and then we'll dive into English. Okay, let's begin. As I mentioned before, one day I went to Canada. It was a wonderful trip. I met great people and I saw many beautiful places. One of them was Niagara Falls. It's a famous waterfall. People from all over the world go there to see its beauty. While I was there, I met a guy from New York. His name was Mark and he was really friendly. We spent an afternoon together, and we talked a lot about our countries, cultures, and jobs. Mark told me that he loved living in New York. He said that it was a beautiful city, and he enjoyed walking around it. Of course, I agreed with him. I love my city, too. And I told him about the nice parks and the interesting museums it has. And then he asked me about my favorite place in my city. I thought about it for a moment, and then I answered his question. I said that my favorite place was the Central Park. I also said that I liked going there to read books or just walk around the lake. Mark seemed to be interested in what I said. He asked me another question. He wanted to know if there were many trees in the park. I knew what he meant, but I didn't understand his question, so I asked him to repeat his question. Then he asked me again. Are there many trees in the park? He wrote it on a piece of paper. After I read the question, I understood what he wanted to know. I said yes, there are many trees in the park. I described the trees to him. I said that they were big and beautiful. Unfortunately, Mark's phone was low on battery. So we had to say goodbye. We made plans to meet the next day. He promised to call me in the evening, and this is where the problems began. Mark called me in the evening, but he used a lot of new words and phrases. For example, he said, "What do you do for fun?" I didn't know what the word fun meant. And also, I didn't know how to answer his question. I was nervous and I couldn't think of any answer. So I said, I don't know. And then he continued asking questions. He asked me if I had any hobbies, but I didn't know the word hobbies. I had no idea what he was talking about, so again, I said, I don't know. He asked me if I played sports, but I didn't understand this question either. And again, I said, I don't know. At the end of the conversation, I realized that I didn't enjoy speaking with him. It wasn't relaxing for me. Actually, it was stressful. Why? Because I didn't understand his questions. And when I didn't understand something, I said, I don't know. I couldn't use any other phrases. After I hung up the phone, I thought about what happened. I was sad. I thought I needed to improve my English. The next day, I met Mark in the park. He was very surprised to see me there. He asked me why I came to the park. I said I wanted to spend time in the fresh air. Then he asked me, "What are you doing?" I said, "I'm sitting here." Was this sentence correct? Let's check it out. Now, in English, when you want to talk about things that you are doing right now, we use the present continuous tense. It's very easy. It's very simple. All you need to do is take the verb to be and add the present participle of another verb. To form the negative, simply add not before the verb. Let me show you an example. Look at this sentence. I'm sitting here. In this sentence, I'm using the present continuous tense. I took the verb to be, which is am, and the present participle of the verb sit is sitting. Therefore, the whole sentence is correct. But what if I change the sentence like this? I am not sitting here. What will you say? Is this sentence correct? No, this is wrong. When you're forming the negative of the present continuous tense, you cannot just put not in between the two parts of the verb. No, you need to use the present participle of the verb. The present participle of the verb to sit is sitting. So the correct sentence is I'm not sitting here. Okay, so far everything is fine. Now let's make some sentences with the present continuous tense. Pay attention to the verb do. How do you form the negative of the present continuous tense with this verb? Take a look at these sentences and find the errors. No. 1. I do not playing tennis now. Number 2. I am do not playing tennis now. Number 3. I'm not playing tennis now. Number 4. I am not playing tennis now. Which one is correct? No, 3 and number 4. These two sentences are correct. But what are the mistakes in numbers 1 and 2? Let's fix them. In no 1, you cannot put not after the verb do. You need to use the present participle of the verb play, which is playing. So the correct sentence is I'm not playing tennis now. In no 2, you're retrying to join the verb do and the present participle of the verb play. This is also incorrect. You cannot use the verb do here. You only need to use the present participle of the verb play, which is playing. So the correct sentence is I'm not playing tennis now. Using the present continuous tense is very important. If you use it correctly, you will be able to understand native speakers and you'll be able to communicate with them. But if you use it incorrectly, you will have problems. You won't be able to understand them and they won't be able to understand you. Do you remember the conversation between me and Mark? Let's fix my answers to his questions. Mark, what do you do for fun? Me, I play tennis. Or I like playing tennis. Mark, what are you doing? Me, I'm sitting here. Mark, do you have any hobbies? Me, yes, I do. I play tennis and I like reading books. Mark, do you play sports? Me, yes, I do. I play tennis. So if you understand this rule, you can use it in your conversations and you can easily talk about things that you are doing right now. But we have one more thing to talk about. In the last part of the video, I would like to share a quote with you. Do you know who Steve Jobs was? Of course, you do. He was the co-founder and CEO of Apple Inc. He was an American entrepreneur and he was also a business magnate. He changed the world with his innovative ideas. Once he said, "Your time is limited. Don't waste it living someone else's life." These are very meaningful words. They teach us how to value our time. Your time is limited. You have a limited number of days to live, so don't waste your time. Don't live someone else's life. Live your own life. Try to achieve your goals. Try to make your dreams come true. Don't live someone else's life. Watch our videos and improve your English. If you watch this video, it means you want to improve your English. Right now, subscribe to our channel. And if you want to become fluent in English faster and learn English step by step, we have some wonderfully designed online English courses. Each course is carefully designed so you can learn easily and quickly. Check the link below and see you in our next videos. Bye!